Hello and welcome back to today's episode where we're going to be examining Willy Wonka from the 1971 film Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now, this is the Gene Wilder version, and I think that there's three amazing attributes which we can all learn from. So specifically, we'll be looking at how he's an expert at creating intrigue and mystery in his life. Secondly, it's the fact that he's living his life from his pure imagination, which is also the soundtrack main song. And finally, that his life has never been about the money, which I think is something which is truly inspiring. Now, I'm just going to give you an analogy about what your imagination is like before I delve into these three traits. So if you imagine that you've just painted a canvas and you've painted it in black and white. Now, your imagination is what's going to add colour and vibrancy to that image and really bring it to life. And what Willy Wonka managed to do is he managed to bring his whole world and manifested it into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. So we've really got an example here of how you can take something in your mind, use your imagination, and actually manifest it in your world. Now, let's start off with the first thing. It's the fact that he was amazing at creating intrigue and mystery in his life. Now, in the film, he basically shuts the doors to his factory, gets rid of all the workers, but then production starts again and he starts outputting all this amazing chocolate. And everyone around the world's like, oh, how's he doing it? You know, no one really knows. And then he gives a competition where 5 people get to go behind the scenes and see what happens. So I think, the first lesson here is like, holding something back about yourself and not giving it away too early. That certainly adds to like the intrigue and mystery of a person. And, typically people that start sharing their life stories too early, they're just giving away way too much, way too early. And there's no real sense of a story unfolding or getting to know who that person really is. Now, what actually happens when he lets these 5 people behind the scenes is also quite interesting because it actually starts creating chaos in his factory and things start going wrong. People start going against the rules and they start breaking things. And again, I think this is a great analogy for life where, when you let people, you don't guard your entrance and you let people into your world, they can start affecting it and they can start creating chaos. Yeah, and granted, like Charlie was the one shining light of people that he let within him. But really, there's a lesson to be learned there about guarding the entry to your inner self so that you can't be influenced by people unless you specifically want them there. So I think the two things to take away from there are like, creating intrigue and value by not giving away too much about yourself. But then also, don't let people in too quickly because then they're going to start influencing your life. And we can push this a little bit further. I'll give you guys a great example. So say you're in a bar and a couple of hot girls walk in. Pretty well every guy in the bar is going to turn around and look at them, okay? So what's happening is they're allowing themselves to be influenced by a woman's looks. And that is highly unattractive. Because if you're going about your life and living it and leading it the way you should be, you shouldn't be too influenced by what's going on around you. You should be more centered. So another lesson there about guarding yourself and not letting people in is to be aware of where your attention flows. And actually, if you go into bars or cafes, and if you watch when attractive women walk in, typically the more attractive a guy is, the less influenced he's going to be, and the less he starts looking around, to see them trying to get eye contact and stuff like that. And in my experience, women tend to notice this, and then they instantly gravitate to the guy that's not paying them attention because they want to know why. And the reason is because it's subcommunicating so many attractive qualities about yourself. Now, this brings us nicely on to the second character trait that I wanted to discuss, which is the fact that he's living his life from his pure imagination. And there's a quote from the film which I really want to read out because I think it's brilliant. He says, "Look, Charlie, down there, my factory, do you see? I love my chocolate factory, Charlie. I love it more than anything else in the world." And when I heard that, it just made me think like, how many of us really have something that we truly love in our life, where we've had an imagination and we've manifested it and created it. And Willy Wonka's really the epitome of someone who's got such a vivid imagination, but then someone who's able to actually manifest that in his life. And the way that he's done that is by consistently improving it and just keeping the vibrancy up and just making it exciting. And I think that a lesson that we can all learn from there is to have an area of your life where you do let your imagination run away from you. You don't have to be serious and work like about everything that you do. When you have an area in your life where you allow your imagination to run free and it tends to add more energy and vibrancy to your life, that's going to start manifesting in so many different areas of your life. It's going to be amazing. And the thing is, relating that back to meeting women, when you do get to know women, if you're holding this back and then, as you get to know them, you share your imagination, which is really what your mind is. The more you get to know them, the more you let them in behind the scenes. That's the film analogy anyway. But the more you do that, the more you can show off that you have this vivid imagination. There's an energy there and it's exciting. And people want to be around that because, typically as we get older, our imagination does tend to fail. So there's something about having a childlike quality in a specific area in your life. And, if you wanted to push it further, like Willy Wonka did, it's about creating a life where you're actually manifesting everything that you want and you're creating perfection. And when you're doing that, you're going to have energy about you like he does in the film. So that brings me on to the third thing that I want to discuss in the film, which is the fact that Willy Wonka's never influenced by money at all. For him, it's all about manifesting his imagination and what he's creating in his life. And that culminates with the fact that he gives away his factory at the end to Charlie. And why I find that interesting is because Willy Wonka basically says, I'm getting too old and I need to give it to someone that's got energy. And this is, again, relating it back to women. It's a cast iron example of the fact that there's an energy to everything in our lives. And Willy Wonka was aware that he didn't want to hold on to something once the energy had gone. And how many of us typically, in relationships with women, hold on to them for too long and we're not willing to let them go? And we try and manifest that energy and we text old women and we try and organise dates with other people. Or maybe we're in a relationship at the moment where the energy's gone and, it's time to move on. And Willy Wonka really epitomises what it's like to be able to do that, even though he loved his chocolate factory and he's manifested and he's created this wonderful thing. He's also aware that there's an energy to life and an energy to your imagination and an energy to everything. And once you have that growth and a decay, it's either time to move on or to pass the baton onto someone else to continue it for you. And I think that is such a great analogy for not holding on to things and just letting them go and letting the flow of life, unfold in front of you. So in this episode, we've looked at three things which I think we can take away. Firstly, it's the fact that he creates mystery and intrigue in his life. And whilst doing that, he's managing to guard himself against people that can influence him. Secondly, it's that he's manifested this incredible world from his imagination, which is, truly fascinating. And the final one is that it's never been about money. His life has just been about creating value in the world. And when you do that, you don't typically have to worry about the money because your mind isn't being influenced by, trying to get more and more. Your mind is more focused on, let's just create something which is truly amazing. So I think that I want to end this podcast with a question, which is, could you imagine or envisage what it would be like to have Willy Wonka's imagination in your life? And I think that it's something that we can all learn from. And the final thought from this is that perhaps we can all look a little bit deeper into how we can create a better tapestry of our life.